Our third pick sees 20th place and bottom of the table Wolverhampton Wanderers playing host to 10th place Crystal Palace. And Wolves, they tasted defeat once again in their last match against Chelsea. Wolves did manage to hold out in the first period, but pressure told in the second half as Chelsea scored 3 goals in a 20-minute span, with goals from Neto, João Pedro and Malo Gusto to kill off the game. In terms of form, it's now 4 losses on the bounce for Wolves, and they're still winless across their 11 games in the Premier League so far this season. They do seem one of the favourites for relegation at this point, and since last video, Wolves have now appointed former Luton and Middlesbrough boss Rob Edwards. Whether or not he'll be able to keep Wolverhampton up is yet to be seen, but I'm not very optimistic. They host a Crystal Palace side who shared the spoils in their last match against Brighton. By taking a look at the raw numbers, Crystal Palace may argue a case for deserving a goal in the game, but in truth, whilst they did create more than Brighton, they did produce less than 1 XG, so perhaps a goalless draw was the fitting result. In terms of form, it's 1 win, 1 draw and 1 defeat over the last 3 for the Eagles, and 1 win in their last 5 is a bit worrisome for Glasner, and perhaps the international break came at the right time for Crystal Palace. When we take a look at the head-to-head records, the last match between these sides finished 4-2 to Crystal Palace. Despite Wolves getting the lead, after just 24 minutes they did fall behind going into the half-time break thanks to an Nketiah brace. Ben Chilwell and Eze then scored the 3rd and 4th for Palace in what was a convincing win. This victory for Crystal Palace did extend an unbeaten run for 4 games in a row now. The last time Wolves picked up 3 points was back in April of 2023, when Ruben Neves and a Joachim Andersen own goal handed Wolves a 2-0 win. My prediction for today's game is that Wolves are bad. And that's pretty obvious based on their league position, but there are some other stats I came across on SofaScore. For example, they've scored the fewest goals with 7. They've conceded the most with 25 or 2.27 goals per game. They've created the fewest big chances with just 9 across their 11 games. And they've taken the second fewest shots in these matches with just 9.5. This selection is more of an anti-Wolves pick than a pro-Crystal Palace selection, but in light of Crystal Palace's solid head-to-head record, I am tempted to go with them. But instead of backing them outright, I'm going to be laying Wolverhampton here for a full stake in bet number 3.